Go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Co-op Podcast. This is episode 75. Once again, I'm your host, Edward V. here, and joining me today, we have a whole gang of people here to discuss some pretty good news that just happened this week. But let me go ahead and introduce them. The usual cast we have Gary Swaby here.
Hey, what's up? I'm excited for this episode. Let's get
Yeah,
popping.
man. It's gonna be a good one. Um, and joining us from his hot ass car, we have Richard Bailey.
Well, nobody ever said it was hot, but yeah, what's up, listeners?
Got the AC on. All right, that's cool. All right, our special guest we have. Um, I don't know how to introduce him, but he's a fellow star on CNN.
Fuck out of
We
here,
have.
man.
Hey, bro, you were on CNN, bro. I'm trying to give you props. Anthony
Alright,
Frazier.
what's up?
All right, and I guess he couldn't get enough of us last week, so he's back again. We have Icon here. All right. All right. Shitty introduction. Cool. All right. And joining us for the first time, we also have Charles Singletary. Singletary?
Yeah, that's actually right. You got it right. But yeah, Charles Singletary, aka Profex. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, check him out on thecoalition.com. He writes some pretty good articles on there. And then joining us again, my guest, I invited him personally. We have Kieran Blackman, aka Ruthless Kid.
Yo, what's up, people? I come out for you guys. I came out for you because I heard on the last podcast these people were talking smack, and they weren't educating the viewers properly about the Xbox One, and they was chatting about this crap about E3, Microsoft need to do this and that. So I come to educate the people. We the people.
This is gonna be interesting.
Alright, so Ruthless Kid is here to talk some sense. So let's go ahead and just get into it then. We ain't been playing shit, so let's get into the meat. What happened yesterday? Some pretty big announcements from Microsoft. They announced it, man. A Kinect-less Xbox One will be available on June 9th, before E3. So it's pretty much, like I said, an Xbox One without the Kinect, which is $399. So now the starting price for that console is the same as a PlayStation 4. So Anthony, we kind of touched upon this last week. We kind of raised that question. Would Microsoft do it? And funny enough, they did do it. I think you said that they would not do it. So what do you think of this news now?
And I think they spend too much time on NeoGAF, man. Like that's what it is. I think it was, personally, I think it's a GIMP version of the Xbox. I would have rather they keep the Kinect in and then put the price at $399.
Yeah, do an actual price drop instead of just taking a piece out of it.
Yeah, like I would have rather that, man. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, more people going to get a chance to play and buy Xbox One, and I think it's important now that they got E3 around the corner to show some of the new games. So it is what it is.
I mean, I think it's a great way to keep themselves competitive, against PlayStation 4 to add, hey, here's the starting price of $399, but if you want Kinect, buy the $400 version. Which is, I'm not sure if they're actually doing that. If they're just selling it, Kinectless all of them, or is there like two different SKUs now? I'm not entirely sure. But Charles, what do you think? I mean, you mentioned that they should have probably done a price cut altogether.
Yeah, it's really, you're taking the bread and butter out of your console. The Kinect was the differentiator between them, and taking that away is like they've been backstepping since the last E3, and this isn't really helping their case. So True, it's a better entry point for people that want the console, but what's the selling point at that point? And I see somebody is definitely showing that they are an Xbox One fan.
I think he might be a little bit more than a fan.
Bias ain't even the word like at this point. That's cool though, but I think they could have made a better move by dropping the actual price with the Kinect. Maybe like not even that much, $30, $50, something like that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens next.
Gary, what do you think? I mean, you don't have an Xbox One. Is this going to push you now to get one?
I'm waiting to see what they come with at E3, but yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely sparked my interest a little bit more. But the thing is, in the UK, the Xbox One has already, for the past couple months, been heavily discounted because retailers are trying to like get rid of them because they got so many of them. And the price that they've dropped it to is actually like is still higher than what it was discounted to. So I mean, so we're either going to get some really good deals over here, or it's just going to be like a standard price that it already was, when they started discounting it. So I think we're gonna see some good deals. I think so.
Does that mean you're gonna get one?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see the lineup at E3, see what games they come with, and once I see that, then I might definitely get one.
But haven't they already shown enough games to spark your interest?
Not for me.
I mean, what else do you want?
Not for me personally. I mean, maybe for some, but I haven't seen enough of Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen much of PlayStation 4 titles in the future, and you bought that.
We haven't seen enough.
We've seen less of PS4 games than Xbox One games.
But let me explain something though. Like I'm actually at the moment, I'm dissatisfied with PS4 because I bought a PS4 and I don't feel like there's enough software for it. So it's not like even though I prefer PlayStation as a brand, I'm not singling out Microsoft.
I mean, with the exception of Titanfall, there's really not much on Xbox either. So I don't think there's like really a much difference.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as PlayStation, I just have more faith in them because I know what kind of IPs they have in the vault.
Wait!
IPs like Insomniacs, right?
Here we go.
Wait. You have more faith in Sony, the people that lied to you last generation? Where is The Last of Us? Where is Final Fantasy Versus? What happened to PlayStation Home?
That's still coming out.
No, it was meant to be an exclusive. It's meant to be out last generation. The Last of Us. So how can you say you have more faith in them when they lied to you? They didn't bring you the stuff they told you they was going to bring.
Never lied, no?
They've never lied. Microsoft never lied to us.
Last year, they made it clear that they was never ever going to offer a Kinect-less Xbox One. What's happening now?
It hasn't come out yet. It has not come out yet. It hasn't come out
They
yet.
made the announcement for it.
They made the announcement, like Sony made the announcement for The Last of Us on PS3 and Final Fantasy.
Are you talking about
Versus.
The Last Guardian? Or
The Last Guardian. Actually, The Last Guardian. Yeah, and the announcement they made for Final Fantasy Versus 13 on the PS3, and that still hasn't come. So things can change. Because they're making a Kinectless Xbox, they announced it now, doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Until I see it in the store, then I'll believe it.
You have a really good point, because Microsoft has a really good track record for doing a complete 180 on all their stuff. So you're right. They could just retcon that, right?
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. If you want to go with those facts, that's cool. But to jump off what Gary said, you bought both of these consoles off the potential because neither one of them had really outstanding exclusives to me. And I don't own either one of them right now, but I'm leaning more towards the PS4. The whole drop, the price drop or whatever, really did nothing for me as far as Xbox goes, but I do want to see what games they come out with. They announce for E3. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I'm not afraid to admit, I just have more brand loyalty to the PlayStation brand because they've, they provided me with value as a gamer in the past, so I'm loyal to that brand.
Right.
that's just the way it is for me.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the wrong side of the loyalty. But
Well,
whatever.
is Icon back? You back, Icon?
Nah,
Nope.
he
Ain't
got
back.
deaded by Kieran. But Rich, you've been kind of quiet. What do you think of this whole Kinectless Xbox? I mean, me and you own an Xbox One. Did you kind of in your head think like, "Fuck, I wish I should have waited"?
No, I do not regret my Xbox One purchase, and I do not regret my PS4 purchase either. Unlike some other people in this call, already know it's about what's ahead, so I'm not going to judge too harshly based on how everything turned out in the very beginning. But I will say this: it was good that they made the announcement before E3 because now I'm expecting them to announce nothing but games at the show. I don't want to hear about this price point again. Maybe you can throw it in at the end as a reminder to people at the end of the presentation, but I'm expecting to hear nothing but game announcements now at E3. That's it. No executives talking about anything else. Talk about what's coming to the system.
Yeah, Anthony, what do you think of this of them making the announcement prior to E3? Because
Uh,
this would have been like a
yeah.
big thing if they did it at the show.
I mean, I sort of agree with Rich, man. It comes down to them trying to, Phil Spencer has been saying for the longest that E3 was games, 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 and now them releasing this stuff out before, uh, E3 just means that he's holding true to his word that he's trying to get all this news out so that the focus could be all about games. But then again, it makes me think like these aren't small announcements, right? These are pretty E3 worthy stuff like Sunset Overdrive. We're going to talk about that later. And then you got these announcements that's kind of coming out. These are usually things that people, that Microsoft would typically save for the E3 stage. So it makes me wonder what exactly do they have to talk about during their 90-minute conference? What exactly do they have to show? And honestly, with all this stuff that's happening beforehand, a lot of gamers are expecting to be blown away. So Microsoft has some really, really, really high expectations. They didn't have it at first. I swore, before I was like, yeah, man, they kind of got low expectations for me. But now they've risen completely with all this stuff that's happening. Now it's like everybody's wondering what the hell do they have to show, So
Kieran looks like he has a lot to say. So, Kieran,
You know what? The Kinect-less Xbox, I think, is a bad idea because the Xbox was not selling badly. PS4 was doing much better, but it still had great sales. It was still good. They did not have to do this. People were still buying this Xbox that I bought last week, this today, and they're still buying it. All they want to do is be ahead of Sony. But at the end of the day, we're going to have more Call of Duty players, more Grand Theft Auto players, more multi-platform games with good online are going to be on the Xbox. So why in hell do they need a connected Xbox to sell more? All those people that are bragging about price are the same people that went out and bought a PlayStation 3 for £600. So I don't know where they're going. It's them idiots that know the gaming is on the Xbox and they're just complaining. It's them. It's not the Xbox users. It's them. So they should not have backed down. But I do agree with but I do love what Microsoft is doing with the new gold stuff, which we'll probably get on later. But this decision was the worst of all week. I just hate it, man, because Kinect is everything, man. I walk in the room, Xbox on, Xbox off, Xbox select. I don't even need to use a controller like on or a move stick, whatever that thing was last gen, to move around the thing. I just have to use my mouth, and it all works, and it's good, as you can see.
oh, you have to use your mouth.
Yeah, like
Pause.
well, I speak, so
Alright. You could hear you said the word voice, but either way,
Yeah.
just to touch on more on what Kieran said, not only did they make this announcement, but Microsoft also went ahead and announced some changes to their Xbox Live Gold. They're no longer having these streaming apps behind the paywall, so you can use Netflix, HBO Go, Hulu Plus without having Xbox Live Gold. Also, they're kind of taking the games for gold to another level by bringing it to Xbox One. So each month you'll get 2 games on Xbox One, for free. And on 360 you'll get 2. Well, in June you'll get 3 for like a special. But yeah, I mean they're making big changes to this, making it a little bit more appealing. As far as the price goes and stuff, you get free games now, kind of like PlayStation Plus. Gary, what do you think about this? I mean, you don't buy gold all the time, but is this gonna push you to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I do buy gold all the time. I've bought it every year that I've owned an Xbox. But as for, I mean, it's good that they're offering more value now on the service. I'm all for that. They've been slow on that. So it's good that they're working towards improving the games with gold service, and they've taken all that stuff away from the paywall. So yeah, I mean that's great, and it puts them in a good position, going into E3 as well. So I'm glad they finally got to that. But I mean, we all know in terms of value, PSN, they got the head start with that. So.
Let me just jump in and say that listen. See, we had this argument before on this podcast, and the value that everybody keeps speaking of is mainly around the fact that you get a free game every month, like you know what I mean. So that's the value. That's what we rate. I mean, but
more than one. You talking about PSN or Xbox?
No, I'm just saying, like, so the value, you're saying that, PSN, forget the dedicated servers that the Xbox has, forget the great connectivity, all of that stuff, the more connected user experience among friends lists and everything else, forget all of that. PSN is instantly better because I get 2 free games.
I don't think anybody was knocking the value that you already have.
I mean, but that's where the argument is mostly about. Every time anybody talks about Xbox Live versus PSN, it always comes back to, well, we get free games on PSN, like on PlayStation Plus. That's where the argument's always like. That's where that's where it's always pushed.
Like, it's not just the free games. It's like you get discounts and all that stuff, and
you get that on Xbox too.
You get that on Xbox all the time.
Deal of the week.
Okay, cool. But it's also like, if you own multiple devices as well, you own the Vita and all that. Like, the Vita is a platform that, it doesn't have. It's not a platform you would buy a lot of physical hardware for, especially with like the memory limits and stuff. So, being able to download, all this free content on there all the time, that helps the platform as well.
But you can't really knock Microsoft for not having a handheld and
I'm not.
He's not knocking it. He's just talking about the value. When you look at the value, it's the overall value.
I'm saying as an overall service, PSN is giving me more value than Xbox Live. That's all I'm saying. But now, Microsoft are putting themselves.
I think they're giving just an equal amount because you get 2 games on Xbox 360 and you get 2 games on Xbox One. Now. Yeah, now, which I'm saying now. Yeah, we're speaking about now, the future. But you can't, I don't think you can knock Microsoft if they give you like some old ass game. I mean, I'm pretty sure PlayStation Plus didn't start giving you like brand new games immediately.
The games that they gave you are actually pretty current. The oldest ones that I've seen, like they'll do some of the PSN exclusive stuff, but like the blockbusters most times are pretty current games.
Well, can I just say something about free games?
Okay.
Well, when Sony on PS3 got hacked and they had that virus that went down?
Okay.
You guys remember that? And they gave away 3 games. You could pick 2.
I remember that.
Yeah, I picked Little Big Planet and Ratchet and Clank. And guess what? I've never played them. I've never even played them.
That's you though.
Never.
How does that relate?
Got to do with anything.
Because game, because there were shit games. There were shit games that were given out.
So
and-
you picked 2 shit games that you didn't play because you don't know that they're shit games,
So I
right?
know that shit. And no, and the thing is, right? You know why this is so fraud? Like, because the games you get are to keep forever, right? But everyone knows that you're gonna run out of hard drive space sooner or later to download full games. So I think this kind of thing, giving out free games, is a bit of a trick because you're gonna end up deleting the games. Yeah, you can
You
play
say that.
You can set them to download, and once you set them to download, you don't actually have to download it. You can leave it there whenever you're ready for it and play it at any time. So once you've added it to your downloads, it's always going to be there for you.
But will it be on your hard drive?
No,
No.
you don't have to physically download it. Just add it to your download list, and it's always going to be there.
That's good then. That's good because if it's like you have to put it on your hard drive, then that's shit. That's a bit fraud. That's why when I had gold on Xbox 360, I could never download a game because my hard drive was full, which was kind of useless. But I suppose if you have the space, it's good. But if you don't, like me, because I have like over 60 or 70, like 100 Xbox 360 games and like 6 PS3 games, then
Okay, when you're done, I got a statement to make.
Go ahead.
Okay, I like to keep it real. I'm not no fanboy, so nobody wants to say it. So let me just go ahead and clarify it right now. Okay, everyone knows Microsoft. This whole games with gold on Xbox One. These guys are now PlayStation Plus on Xbox One because you don't keep the games. I mean, the same argument you had before when you said, well, yeah, you're getting free games. Yes, but that's if you keep the subscription model. They have copied the exact same thing with Xbox One. And in my mind, Microsoft is a company that can afford to lose. Why can't they just say, well, yes, you keep the games forever. You don't need to have the subscription for that. They could have easily done that, and then it would have been a better program because you're actually keeping the games. There's no subscription model at all. But no, these guys have copied straight up everything Sony did as far as PlayStation Plus.
Again, I don't think you can knock them for that though. Like because you keep games that are free for 360, the ones they give you on 360, you keep those for free forever. You know, I understand. You can't. You know, it's Xbox One. Like it's a new console. Like you can't just give these motherfuckers. And you know, at this point, even though I know we know that they're going to give us Curse of the Brotherhood and Halo Spartan Assault, but next month, the month after that, what are they going to give us? Like a full retail game? Of course, I expect for them to keep that, keep gold and keep the games because they're going to give us full retail games. There ain't much for them to give us.
Yeah, look, man, before Xbox even had games with gold, everybody used to raise that complaint with PSN Plus. But the thing is, like, if you've been satisfied by the service and all the content is provided for you, you're gonna renew the service anyway. So, like, what is the big argument? Like, if you're not happy with the service, then get rid of it.
But I think at that time, when people would complain about PlayStation Plus, that was before PlayStation Plus was required to play online, because at that time we were pretty much just buying PlayStation Plus for free games.
True. That's
true.
true.
So I mean, that's the way I see it.
Is as well though, like you would have beaten these games by the time your thing expires anyway. If you get like a year's worth of PSN Plus, you're gonna download it and beat it. You're not gonna delete it from your hard drive if you haven't beat it yet. So I don't see how it's a problem.
Well, I only got one thing to say, and it's not an issue. I'm totally fine if they would like to copy their competition, but where the hell is the innovation at? Somebody, sooner or later, somebody gonna have to bring something new to the table that the other one ain't thought about yet, and I'll be interested to see who does that first. Because while you can say that PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Plus is not that good, that's not true, because all the indie titles. Because as you know, a lot of indie titles are now on PlayStation 4. Xbox is just starting to do that stuff. So, I mean, I want to see what value they're going to be bringing over the next couple of months.
We have party chat.
Yeah, party chat and what else?
Cross game music.
Are you kidding me right now? We have PS4 as party chat.
We'll see.
In-game party chat.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, but we'll see what happens. What you said earlier about the hard drive space, that's even bigger issue for Microsoft because it's less hard drive space on Xbox One than it is on PlayStation 4. So again, the same issues you would have with PlayStation Plus, downloading all those games, it's going to be a bigger issue if that's for Microsoft because they ain't got enough space on the hard drive to begin with. So
Is that actually accurate?
That's actually
They
funny. That's actually funny when you think about it because Microsoft was actually going digital only at first. So that's
Yeah.
such,
That's
such
real
a
interesting.
unique. That's such a unique perspective.
Alright, well, let's just get on to the last piece of Microsoft news. I guess we'll bunch this one up together. We got a full trailer for Sunset Overdrive, and there's been plenty of sites who, got to record gameplay footage of it, so we've seen like little clips, previews of it. Me personally, I'm fucking sold on this game. Like, it looks like fucking Tony Hawk meets Dead Rising. It looks like that type of game, and it just looks fun as hell. And I really like that art style. It looks cartoony. So I know I'm down for it. I'm definitely gonna try to hunt that game down at E3, get my hands on it. But Rich, what'd you think of Sunset Overdrive? It's first game from Insomniac on Xbox.
I agree completely with what you just said. I especially applaud the fact that Microsoft is trying to do something different because you already know there will be Gears, there will be Halo. So I especially like that they're doing something different. I believe there was somebody who, because I posted the trailer and then somebody left a complaint saying that, this ain't nothing, this ain't impressive. So, I disagree with that because we need to be seeing new IPs introduced. We don't need to see the same shit every console generation. So I personally am looking forward to this. Not as much as I'm looking forward to Quantum Break, but this is just as good as two. I'm totally fine with it.
Ruthless, did you see the trailer for Sunset Overdrive?
Nah, I haven't seen it. See, you guys think I haven't watched it because it's made by Insomniac, but nah, man, it ain't interesting me. I've seen it, but I ain't seen it. I saw like a box up, I like a picture of it, and like I just skipped past. I'm just waiting for Halo, Xbox One, and Murdered Soul Suspect, really. So I'm not looking up for any other games, really.
Murdered Soul Suspects looks pretty cool, but
Yeah, so I'm looking for that.
Anthony, what'd you think? I know you wanted to say some stuff about Insomniac and the way they're kind of coming out.
Oh, I mean, well, I first of all, I think the game looks wonderful. It definitely looks fun to play. I mean, I do have my criticisms. I think the game moves a little slow. So I definitely think that like the rail
That shit looks
grinding.
fast as hell. I don't get
No,
shit
it
to
doesn't. The rail grinding looks very slow. It looks
No, it
very
does
slow.
not, bro.
It does.
Not
Just
to
look
me,
at the
not the way I
video.
see it.
I'm
Look
looking
at
at
the
the trailer
video.
right now because I've never seen it, and it does move pretty slow, like
It,
compared to
What?
what the
the
trailer
rail
showed before.
grinding moves. It's not like annoyingly slow, but it's kind of like it can move a little faster. Like like I don't know if that's part of the game though. So they haven't said it. Like I don't know if that's because you
It may
haven't earned.
progress.
Yeah, like maybe you gotta earn the style points, like they said, to do stuff. So I'm thinking maybe that's the reason why it's slow, and the person isn't moving fast because he hasn't earned enough points to be that quick person yet. So hopefully that's a gameplay element and not just the way the game plays. Because if it's the way the game plays, I want them to move it a little bit faster. Otherwise, everything else looks pretty cool and fun. I definitely like the fact that Insomniac gets to own their own IP this time around. That's the reason why they went multi-platform in the first place. They wanted more ownership. Let's just be honest here. They had a few flops under their belt. So when Microsoft, decided to fund their next game, going exclusive, I think it was a fair deal. it's hard for fans to realize that. I understand, but it's a fair deal, and I think this is going to be a fantastic series. It reminds me of a Dreamcast game, and a lot of people feel that way. And
It reminds me of Crackdown.
Yeah, it looks like Crackdown mixed in with Infamous. Infamous, the game everybody keep comparing with it. Infamous, Crackdown, Tony Hawk. I think that if Microsoft could keep coming with games that are fun and different and look like crazy appealing at E3, they may have something, you know. So we'll see.
True.
And the fact that they released something like Sunset Overdrive so early, it makes me wonder what do they have at E3? You know, because this could have easily been a E3 announced title. So if we see something that looks whack at E3, we're gonna be like, man, you could have held Sunset Overdrive to then. Like,
But maybe they were trying to dead the steam from the PlayStation leak, the Sony leak, though.
that could be it too. Definitely, that could be it too. Phil Spencer actually commented on the news stuff, and he was saying that this was his reasoning. He said we got a lot of announcements coming in May because we can't fit everything in a 90-minute program. So we got. He said May is going to be a busy month. There's going to be a whole bunch of announcements in May. So he held, and so far he's been right. The Sunset. This was all before the gameplay dropped. The gameplay dropped, and then more gameplay dropped this week. Then the announcement of the Xbox One SKU. Then the announcement about the games with gold, deals with gold. So what else is coming? I mean, is there more news this month? Is there, it just makes me eager to see that E3 because now they have to deliver. In my opinion, now I feel like they got the most pressure. I feel like Sony could come out and have a lackluster E3 and still be cool. Like it's Microsoft now that has the pressure because everybody's like, look, man, you releasing all this shit like you got fire at E3. Now you got to deliver. So
That's true. But it seems like Sony is not going to have a whack on. It looks like they're trying to bring some heat too and keep this going. So it's going to be a pretty exciting one. I think this might be one of the better E3s in a while.
True.
I definitely think Sony's gonna talk our head off, though, man. They always do.
Well, they did good this year. I mean, the set, like, come on, they did good sales. They destroyed competition worldwide.
And you know they're gonna point that out.
They're gonna talk about that.
So we're gonna see some charts this year, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Every year, the first 20 minutes is about the PlayStation 2, and how much the PlayStation 2 has sold, and then the sales. It bores us, and then they bring some crap out that only Hip Hop Gamer says, "Wow, that's pretty cool," and then that's the end of their press conference.
I mean, I guess since he kind of mentioned it in a jokingly manner, should Sony even mention PS3 or Vita for that fact?
If PS3 is still hot, mention it quickly. Like I want it to be something brief, man, because I want it to be about the games. Just like the pressure Microsoft is under. I want Sony to come with some heat. Like they can't just sit back on their heels. But that's my opinion.
Does PlayStation 2 still sell?
PS3.
No, but I said PlayStation 2 because they always talk about PlayStation 2. Last year they did, and the year before that.
I don't think they're gonna talk about PS2.
No, they're not gonna talk about PS2. Nah. If they mention it, they'll mention the classics that they're bringing to the PSN and stuff like that. That's the limit of that.
And you know what? To piggyback off of what you said, Charles. Yeah, I don't want to see 10 or 15 minutes of gameplay from The Last of Us PS4 edition. I want to see new stuff getting announced because you already know that's coming, so they don't need to really elaborate on that further.
Yeah, honestly, I wish they would go to Microsoft route and stuff like that. Announce it now. We don't need to see that at E3.
Yep.
I mean, they're gonna show off Ellie in that new PS4 Gold, So just get ready.
I love that game though, so I'm biased.
Alright, I guess we can just easily transition into it. Apparently, the Sony E3 details were leaked. I personally think they're fake, but it's worth taking a look into them. Gary, do you kind of want to go through them?
Yeah, Yeah, I'll run through them. So we got Gran Turismo 6 is supposed to be announced for PS4.
Whack.
That definitely seems reasonable, but I'm not too excited for that.
As far as exclusives go, Gran Turismo is probably the most disappointing franchise for Sony to me at this point.
Yeah, shit
But
can't
we'll
beat
get.
Forza.
It ain't all about that, but they haven't progressed. They haven't progressed. They just bunch of cars, new cars, but the gameplay hasn't progressed at all.
And Forza gets better every year.
Okay.
That's debatable. That's debatable after the last one. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, so there's also God of War 4 teaser. Do you
I,
guys think that's likely?
Which
Consider
one?
God of War 4 teaser.
I mean, I won't say that I believe it more or less, but I actually don't want it to happen.
that's really how I feel. Like I feel like that story's been told and it's done. Like I think there's
They're
just no
afraid of
way.
risk,
Like
man.
They kind of overdid it a little bit.
Yeah, like they gotta let God of War die. It's gotta go.
Yeah, didn't Kratos die? Like, why are they bringing it back? Like, didn't he die, like, the end of God of War 3? Like, ain't he dead? Like, shit should have died last generation, in my eyes, but...
You know what? Regardless of how biased you are, I kind of agree. I wish God of War would have stayed on the PS2. They could have. They should have just done something new, completely new. And I played 3. I didn't enjoy 3 as much as the previous one, the ones before that, and then the one after that. I can't remember the name right now. It was cool, but it was useless. It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I agree with you, because, like, shout out to IGN for their review on the PS1 and PS2 versions of God of War that's now been on the Vita. I heard that was a terrible game. Shout out to IGN for giving that review. But I heard it wasn't as good, and they ruined it, and the audio was messed up, and the voice acting, like the graphics weren't that good, and it was kind of rubbish. Like, yeah, God of War needs to stay dead. If like they're just bringing out crap. Like, make something good, make something new. But other than that, man, just let it go out with number 3, man, because you're ruining the franchise that I really like. I actually enjoy it. I played it.
Yeah. Anyway, for as far as God of War 4 getting revealed, I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest. Like I think this is a reach, because Sony's Santa Monica are solely like promoting the Order right now.
Right. Which I have a lot of hope for that franchise. As a long run, like beyond this game, I think it'll be a long-standing franchise for the PS4. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things on this list as well, that they're gonna have a stage demo of the Order 1886. So that's actually
that's a given, though. I think that's always.
Yeah, I think we can agree that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Also, we've got a Siphon Filter reboot for PS4. I kind of don't think this is likely. What do you guys think?
That needs to happen.
I don't think it's likely, but that would be really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've also got Wipeout on the list. I think that will definitely happen. They always release a Wipeout on every system. So
I think that would probably happen, but I gotta say that's like
that
they should treat that game like Killer Instinct last year, where they just show that trailer and then like don't even mention it.
Wipeout. They should just make that a Vita exclusive and just leave it at that.
Like that's not even it. They should actually make that free, and then make Drive Club just like a full price game. Because Drive Club is way more exciting than Wipeout.
I agree with you, Ed. I think it should be a free-to-play game, but with like a lot of microtransactions and stuff.
But I like Wipeout. Wipeout's a good racing game. Like, it's cool, man. Like,
not cool.
It's really not.
It was cool like a decade ago, but not no more.
I'd rather take another Ridge Racer before I take Wipeout.
Yeah.
Personally.
Also on the list, Quantic Quantic Dream has a trailer prepared, apparently.
Who are they again? They're the Heavy
Heavy
Rain
Rain,
guys.
Heavy Rain and Beyond.
Beyond Two Souls.
It could be Beyond on PS4 if it's going to be anything.
No, please no.
Nah,
Nah,
that game
I
was
don't
not
think.
even that great to do that.
Yeah, it didn't have as much of a following to where it's like we need a new HD version
I mean,
or
like,
remake for PS4.
do you really think like they're going to be showing a new IP though, like a brand
Yeah,
new?
their track record is they show you the tech demo, and then the next time you get the new game. So we saw Dark Sorcerer before. Now we'll get the new game, which probably uses one of the characters from that tech demo.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna see something about that. I don't know how I feel about the Sorcerer. I kind of like Quantic Dream doing like real stuff, like things that can not necessarily can happen, but based on reality.
No, like if you remember the tech demo before they I don't remember when it dropped, but they had like the robot one or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They did that, but the games, they still do stuff
It
that's
was
realistic.
Beyond, yeah.
Yeah, because with Dark Sorcerer, even though it had the fantasy elements, even within that trailer, it was kind of a mock of that. They were mocking it, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and carrying on with the Ninja Theory. I hope this one happens. Ninja Theory is working on a PS4 exclusive, possibly Heavenly Sword.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Heavenly Sword sequel, but I think it'll be a new IP actually.
Yeah,
Remind me who Ninja Theory is.
They made Heavenly Sword and what was that other game?
Oh right, Enslaved.
Enslaved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that happens though, because I've been wanting a sequel for Heavenly Sword for years, and I'm pretty sure they started developing one, but then they didn't follow through with it.
I don't think Heavenly Sword is worth making a sequel for.
Did you play it?
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like based off like, it's not really beloved by many people. People aren't but it's not in the same way as like Mirror's Edge 2, where people were fucking, oh, we want Mirror's Edge 2. Nobody's really doing that. No one's campaigning for Heavenly Sword 2.
Well, they've just released a movie, or they're making a movie of Heavenly Sword, so I guess it might be bigger than we think.
They're making a movie for that shit?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
But I mean, they also said they were going to make an Uncharted movie, and where's that at? It lost in record.
Well,
No.
The trailer
The
for
movie
this is animated, but they already released the trailer for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's an animated movie. Like,
What is it like anime style or like
It actually looks just like the graphics from the game, honestly. But the fact that they're even doing that means that there's some kind of following for it, and that could, the whatever announcement at E3 could follow that, kind of pick up some steam. We'll see.
Yeah, I really hope that one's true anyway, even if it is a new IP. But continuing on with the list, Guerrilla Games is meant to show off their RPG. This seems likely because I'm pretty sure Guerrilla Games have to be up to something.
Yeah.
And hopefully.
I mean, I don't think that game should have high expectations, man. Personally, I mean, I don't think that it's just that games that like I only know them, so maybe I gotta get schooled. I only know them for Killzone. So what else have they done?
That's why I guess they think it'll be a big response because they'll be doing a new series.
I mean, I guess, man. I mean, it's just that because to me, I think that with Bungie, everybody kind of assuming that Destiny is going to be this big hit, and I don't even know if this is a topic, but wasn't it reported that Activision is spending like $500 million on the marketing of Destiny. So that's a whole nother topic we need to discuss later. But I think people placing these big bets on these developers who did big game, did first person shooters. I don't know, man. I'm real skeptical on that. So I guess it is a bet, a gamble. I guess not a bet, but a gamble. But I don't have high expectations for their game at all.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't even have any expectation for whatever this RPG is. I'm waiting to just see it first, before I make my mind up about it.
And the fact that it's an RPG, like, the fuck? So,
that part kind of intrigues me that they're going the RPG route. So, and I mean, for all we know, it could be RPG in the essence of Borderlands and still be a first-person shooter. So,
true.
We don't know yet.
Like Mass Effect,
Yeah.
Well, like Mass Effect used to be.
Right.
And also on the list, Sony Japan Studios is meant to be debuting 2 and maybe 3 titles. One of them is speculated to be The Last Guardian. Another is Project Beast, which we've seen the images for. Looks really good. And what's the other one? A spiritual successor to Demon Souls.
That's Project Beast.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing.
The other one is hold on. It's shrouded in secrecy.
Okay.
It's shrouded in secrecy, whatever the last one's supposed to be. But
yeah, what you got? I definitely think they're gonna come with something, and it probably will be The Last Guardian because Sony at this point they know how much people are waiting for The Last Guardian.
Listen, man, I'm gonna say what I've been saying for a while, for the longest, man. Like, Japanese games aren't hot no more, man.
No, they still.
I totally agree with that though. Like, I feel like Western development is just like it's just better, man. Like, Japanese development hasn't adapted at all. They're still kind of making the same old, which ain't cool.
When y'all say that, y'all speaking specifically on Last Guardian?
Not Last Guardian. I'm just thinking like Japanese games in general. Like,
I mean,
you take like a Japanese developer, like a few of them have adapted, and they're kind of making. You couldn't tell if they're Western games or what's up. I mean, you look at The Evil Within. That could easily come from some like Western developer, but that's like the Resident Evil guy. Like, damn.
I mean, so as far as The Last Guardian, right? I don't know. I might make some enemies on this one.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
So, I mean, like I understand where the hype is coming from. I understand, but I ain't seen nothing that made me be like, yo, this game looks like it's gonna be that hot fire, right? So
I think it's more.
I did like 6 years ago.
It's more of a fact following thing. It's for people who appreciate Team Ico games. Like, it's for those people. Like, it's for a specific set of people. It's not for everybody.
So if they appreciate Ico games, why don't they just get a Kickstarter for them and give $40 instead?
Dog, flagrant, bruh. I think it's gonna be a good game when it actually comes out. It's just, when does it come out? Like, for them to have, I don't want to see another gameplay video and then at the end coming eventually. I'm only gonna care if it has a date attached to it at this point.
Yo, it reminds me, like, what's that movie with the big dog, the big flying dog? What's the Never-Ending Story?
The Never-Ending Story. I can't wait
That's
for
what
that
this
to come
is,
out.
man.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Alright, well, to touch on the Demon Souls thing, I might make some enemies out of this, but I jumped on the Demon Souls train at the point where if you wanted it in the US, you had to import it, and it didn't have a big following. And then I got it, and I love the game. Dark Souls, to me, I've played them, they're cool, but I feel like there's something missing. So I'm hoping that this spiritual successor to Demon Souls fix that problem and is a better game, because Dark Souls just is not that good to me. It's cool, but I feel like Demon Souls is a whole lot better. So I'm excited for Project Beast, and I'm also excited for Deep Down, which is
Yeah.
really similar to them. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and before we move on, just to touch on that that Japan development thing. I don't think you can throw them all under the bus. It's certain companies that have, in Japan that have been trying to make their games more westernized. And, those ones are the ones that are kind of falling behind a little bit because they're forgetting what, actually made them, good in the first place.
Right.
That's kind of set them back because now they're only just realizing that they should have just stuck to their formula and improved it instead of trying too hard to focus on the
But
West.
you know what? Hey, Gary, at the end of the day, man, it's a game business, right? So,
Yeah,
you
I'm just
know,
saying it's specific companies. It's not all of Japan.
it's unfortunate. Like, I'm not even sitting up, like, I'm not saying anything like, yo, they should just make Western games. It's just not hot anymore as far as, like, what sells. You know what I mean? And, like, yeah, you're going to get the message boards sweating bullets and, doing cartwheels when you announce these games. But when they come out on the shelf, people just gonna skip right over it and go to Watch Dogs, skip right over it and go to Call of Duty, skip right over it and go
See,
to
that's not true. That's not true, though.
You don't think so?
No, because those people that are playing Call of Duty and Battlefield, that's their bread and butter. That's what they came for. Cool, that's them. But there are hardcore gamers that go to those games. Like, I would consider Dark Souls 2 to be one of those types of games that's hardcore and gets that following. I think Last Guardian is going to sell just fine. And I think the Japanese, like the game makers, I think they'll be cool. You can't just take those out of there because they don't sell as much as a Call of Duty or something. There's still people that are going to go buy those games and play them.
So I don't think that they will so what I mean by like westernized, even games like take it away from like the Call of Duties and just even, a little bit more different kind of Western games like a Mass Effect or even I'll just throw Sunset Overdrive in there, like just because it has guns or whatever, like just so even though it's a little different. Even when I look at stuff like Little Big Planet, it's still different. It still does its numbers.
Those some of those games have become really cookie cutter though. Like look at it this way, like attributed to movies. So, like you got the Marvel movies and stuff, your blockbusters, but those aren't the movies that's out there winning your Oscars and stuff. And the movies that are getting movie of the year and the nominations and all that, not as many people go see them right then, but they're the higher quality product.
Yeah, so I understand that. So
yeah, also
but Sony, wait, hold on, let us cut. But I understand that, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I actually agree with that. The only thing is that now, so Sony has been known to be taking risk, and that's why gamers love them because they take risk on games like The Last Guardian and things like that. But do you think they're going to continue to do that? Trend is going to continue this generation, being the fact that Sony kind of needs, are in some kind of financial trouble as a corporation. Will they stop taking risk on certain titles? Is that the reason why they pushing more towards indie? Because they want a surprise hit to come out of that pool? Because they might not,
Okay.
Who coughed?
That's Icon.
Yeah. Oh, Icon's back. All right.
Hey,
Icon, you don't miss mad topics, man.
He has to come.
I know, dog. I'm at
Sony.
work, man. Gotta make these pennies, man. But
I feel you.
I'm sorry about that.
Nah,
But,
I feel you. JJ came in late too, by the way, since we announcing you.
All right. So on that topic, I can't really say indies and Sony. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole corporation, as a whole, as far as their product, their electronics aren't doing good. PlayStation is doing good. So to mention indies, I don't know about that because the whole PlayStation brand is doing good. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you talk about movies and Blu-rays and all that other things, you could talk about that. But indies don't have nothing to do with what PlayStation is doing because that's all doing good. So you shouldn't mention indies because the whole PlayStation brand is doing good. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Well, There was an article I read 2 days
Oh
ago or
boy.
yesterday about Sony. Well, I didn't read it, or I just saw the headline. And it said Sony will not be make. It was a BBC article. It said Sony will not be making a profit until the year 2015. So
Well,
I don't know what that means.
Sony as a company, not their gaming division.
Yeah, but
They-
then Sony
they-
as a company affects their gaming division. If you get me.
They did, but they a while back, a few months ago, they actually split their division up, so the entertainment part would be graded on its own. I hear where you're coming from, but the their entertainment division is going to survive on its own, even if they don't do the other stuff. They'll be perfectly fine.
They better hope so, because boy, Xbox is coming now.
Yeah, they got 3 million. They got that 3 million gap to come up with, right? They closing in. They closing in.
I think that gap is broader than that, bro.
Actually, yeah, because they got 5 million. They got them out of their warehouse, but they ain't in customers' houses, right?
You think that gap will remain that way once Xbox launch in China?
It'll close a little bit, but
No,
I don't think it's gonna close that much. I don't think it'll be like, oh snap, they catching up. Nah.
it won't close.
Here's how Microsoft could close that gap. Games, man. I think if they, now that they got the price where, even though I think it's the GIMP system, that $399, now that it's out at that price, if they come with a good lineup that's gonna come out this year, they'll be able to close it, not surpass them.
But
I'm
close.
not saying that.
Cap, let me correct you on that. You just said now that it's out for $399. It ain't $399 till June 9th, bro.
I mean, but technically it's like $399. I mean, we're gonna go into the technicalities of it.
Now we gotta be technical, bro.
All right, yeah. I mean, all right,
We gotta be technical. And all right, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And I mentioned this in the last podcast. Why they're not gonna do good is because, yes, they dropped the price, but they didn't drop the size. The size is still big. So, like I said before, the console is bigger than the TV in these people's houses. They're not gonna buy it, bro.
I don't think that's gonna be a factor, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a factor.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, I bet you when they show the new Xbox without the Kinect, I guarantee you it's gonna be a new design. I guarantee you.
What I think is, I don't think we'll be able to know the true answer to this until the holiday, man. Because I think right now there ain't no games on Xbox to make somebody, even at $399, let me go cop. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, according to Joe Killer, man, it's all about Rise right now. So, you know what Rise is the best game ever created, bro.
No, he said it's the best looking game on Xbox.
No, he actually said this generation.
Well,
That's actually true.
well, you're
That's-
playing it, Icon.
It's not true. It's not true because a lot of parts of it, it's not 1080p and 60 frames per second, bro. It dials down to like.
TV, bro.
I need to get a new TV. My TV costs more than your house, bro. What are you talking about?
Nah, bro.
It's not all about resolution now. Come on now. It's not about resolution and graphics. It's about the game itself.
That's true. When were we gonna say something about Watch Dogs and its issues?
You should tell the PC gamers that. That's all they talk about. But they don't tell you that their PC costs $3,000 though. They don't tell you that part. All right, back to what you were saying. Sorry to cut you off, bro. Sorry.
All right, well, I mean, speaking of resolution, let's make that transition. Ubisoft revealed that Watch Dogs will not be 1080p 60 frames per second on either PS4 or Xbox One. It's actually going to be 900p on PS4 and 792p on Xbox One, 30 frames per second for both. Now, obviously, Watch Dogs was going to be the second coming, of all games when, it was scheduled to come out last year, with the launch of these two new consoles. But since then, Watch Dogs has pretty much been downgraded a little bit. The delays, in my opinion, I think hurt it. I don't think it's as anticipated as it once was. Is Watch Dogs still, gonna be hot shit when it comes out? Is it still the second coming, or is it?
All I know about Watch Dogs is it still looks better on PS4. That's all I know.
True that.
All right, I like to make a statement, and it's a statement that some people may get a little offended by, but I'm gonna make it anyway. Uh, First and foremost, I'll answer your question in a second, but I'm gonna say this first. Uh, when Ubisoft announced Watch Dogs, they specifically said that this game was built for the PC. You got to understand, when they made this announcement, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, that wasn't even being talked about. Now, of course, it was said. I had a conversation on Twitter with somebody who, your boy Joe Killer again, talking about, oh yeah, when they demoed it, they had a PlayStation 4 controller. Yeah, but everybody knew it was operating on a PC because they didn't even announce at that point what the PlayStation 4 was going to look like. So, but once again, Ubisoft said in the beginning this game was built for PC. Then they had to make some changes, which is why it got delayed so that it would be ready for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Okay, so we clarified that. So obviously the PC version will look best because it was built for a PC. All right, now to answer your question about what you said about will it still be good, I've actually had an opportunity to play the game on several occasions. The game is going to be good. All right, it's going to be compared to Grand Theft Auto, of course, for obvious reasons, and it's going to have some of the same issues Grand Theft Auto has had. But overall, I think the game will be at least decent at best. It will not be a big deal as it would have been had it come out at launch, but it's still going to be somewhat good, I would say. But yeah, that's it for me.
Anybody else? Is kind of Watch Dogs dead to you now, or what's up?
No, I'm still fairly excited for it personally, and as for the resolution thing, resolution only really matters to me when I'm buying a game on PC, because that's why you play a game on PC. You play it so that you get that better resolution and everything. So it matters more when you get a game on PC. But for Watch Dogs specifically, I think I'm gonna get it on PS4 because that's a game with online features and a lot of like social features and everything, and I just feel like I'm gonna get the best from that game on PS4. So I'm not letting the whole resolution thing, sway my purchase choice. So I think
Anthony, I was just gonna tell Anthony. I think we're about to get a lot of sound bites of people saying, "Oh, resolution doesn't matter."
I mean, it's funny, I think resolution.
Because it matters. It matters when it's on Xbox One, but when it's not, it's
Yeah,
cool,
well,
right?
when it's 900p on a PS4, all of a sudden, oh no, it's cool. I mean, they could do that. But when it's
Hey,
900p
900p
on
is cool now,
Xbox,
huh?
but yeah,
900p
when
is
it's
cool
on
now,
Xbox,
huh?
it's
But when
well,
it's on Xbox Rise,
yeah,
oh, that's unacceptable, bro.
who says that though? Who says that?
yeah.
Hey, I just got an insight. They say if you buy it on Xbox One and you unplug your Kinect, the resolution goes up 900p.
That's funny. Well, let me just say one thing real fast because I know a lot of people want to say something else. Just to clarify, and this is what you should have said before, Swift. The reason that people like myself are buying this game on PlayStation 4 is because of the bonus content. The content that they said will only be on PlayStation and won't be coming to Xbox. Yeah, that's the reason
You
why.
mean the
And that's
content that will be on Xbox One in like a month or something? Because that's
nah,
what's gonna.
nah. If it does come, it's gonna be a lot later than a month. But from what I heard, no.
Alright, but you know what I mean. It's eventually gonna
So
come.
here's something else though, right? It's really crazy, and I don't know, like Xbox has a power gulf between itself and the PS4. But Ubisoft has been advertising since day one that the better console version will be on the PlayStation 4. So even if a great looking Xbox One game was capable from Ubisoft, the fact that they promised and already kind of been paid to have the best version on PS4, you know, it is what it is, man. At this point, you know.
Well, yeah, but see, you know why they did that, because they were selling the Watch Dogs PlayStation 4 bundle, so they can't backtrack and say they gotta say that.
Well, but here's my thing. Do you think that they would, if they were capable of making a game that was still 900p on both consoles, would they do so, or would that power gap, or that resolution gap rather, be sacrificed just because it's been advertised that way?
But if a deal was set in place beforehand, then I think that they would sacrifice it and just stick to their guns with what they're trying to do now. Because, yeah, he's right. They have a bundle. It's a business. They got to make their money.
Yeah.
I just think it's so sad that Sony of all people, the ones who had the PS1, the PlayStation 2, the PS3, and now the PS4, would pay Ubisoft to make their version better. How sad can it be? Like, they're talking about.
I mean, Xbox has done it too, man.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, hold on a second. Have you forgotten about Titanfall? Microsoft paid to keep Titanfall on Xbox One.
Well, isn't that what you do for exclusives?
Yeah,
So,
and it's still.
okay.
So it's an exclusive. it's not paying a multi-platform game to be better. I think that's sad. That's utterly
Microsoft
sad.
has done that like hundreds.
To who? Tell me. Name me a game they've done it for. Huh?
Call of Duty.
You gotta be fair too. You have to be fair too, because Microsoft did it in the 360 era when they were clearly winning North America. In this case, Sony was doing it just straight off the bat before they knew PS4 was gonna be hot shit, you know?
Yeah, so what's the problem with that? I mean, it's still a business.
That's just like, because you're making it seem like it's a way when it's the other way. Oh, that's a wire claw.
I'm not saying Microsoft was wrong for it. He's the one that's saying Sony's wrong for it. I'm just saying Xbox did it too. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, I got a question for Kieran. Kieran, can you please tell me why, regardless of the resolution, Watch Dogs on Xbox One is the way to go? Let them know.
Because basically, let me tell you something. Xbox One and Watch Dogs, yeah. Okay, if you get it on Xbox, yeah, you'll be clearly getting a better version. Does it have multiplayer yet?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Multiplayer is always better on Xbox One.
Not the case.
It is.
That's true.
It is.
Hold on.
Always better on Xbox.
The way this multiplayer is set up, like the argument that you're making won't even be valid. Like,
but hold on. Let me crush him. I'm about to crush him. You ready?
You ain't gonna crush me.
Let me crush him. You see, Ruthless Kid, he's like the #1 Xbox fan. I won't even call him a fanboy because he's just a fan. He loves Xbox. Like, he's closer than Master Chief and his BR. He's like just Xbox all the way, right? So my question to him now is, since you support Microsoft so much and you love Microsoft so much, why you just got your console last week, bro?
Because I was just waiting for the right time to get it.
For what? Waiting for what? And you feel bad now because they're about to drop the price. So don't you feel even worse now?
No,
that you just got it last week.
No,
don't you want to return it?
No, because Kinect is amazing. I wanted it for Kinect, and we already had the price drop in England. I don't know if that one's going to apply to it only applies to America, but I feel good about my console. It's great. I wanted the Kinect. I would never ever buy a Kinectless Xbox One.
When Kinect go, like a year ago though? Why you didn't get it before?
Hold on, not even that, bro. Ruthless Kid, you don't want me to blow you up, kid. Remember, you text me on Xbox talking about the Xbox. Don't let me put you on blast right now.
Yeah.
Don't let me put you on blast right on, bro.
Yeah, what did I
We
say?
live on air right now. You want to be talking? Don't let me put you on blast, bro.
Yeah, what did I say?
Huh?
Yeah, I said the Xbox is good.
You
It's
you
great.
you you about to get a Sterling right now, bro.
All right then. Yeah, because Xbox is great. You're always on it all the time, but as your PS3 fan, you don't game. All you do is watch Netflix. Like, come on now, man. You need to use it to game. I don't see you gaming on it.
You don't see me
See,
gaming
that's-
on what?
The Xbox One, you just watch Netflix all the time.
Because he don't want to replay God of War 3 for the 100th time.
No. We talking about Xbox, bro.
Yeah, you're always on Netflix.
I always play games on my Xbox. What are you talking about, bro?
But you're always on Netflix, man. Like, I bet if
That's
I go on
not
there-
that's not me. That's my kids, bro. I'm at work when you see that happening.
Yeah, see, most of the time your Xbox is used for Netflix, whereas I don't know what you do. You must do the same on PlayStation. Like, why would you buy an Xbox just to watch Netflix or play Rise and Titanfall? There's so many more games to play
Like
on
what?
Xbox.
Like what?
You got Tomb Raider on Xbox. You got Forza. You got Plants vs Zombies.
Did you start
You-
with Tomb
You
Raider?
got Killer Instinct. you got
started with Tomb Raider though.
yeah, Tomb Raider's great. It's amazing.
So okay, so let me use your words now. Since there's so many games on Xbox One and it's so great, how come you only have Titanfall?
Because it came in the bundle.
Oh, so you didn't buy no other games on Xbox, huh?
I'm buying them tomorrow, innit? I already had it.
But here's the funny part about it. You such an Xbox fan and you love Xbox so much, you didn't even download Killer Instinct, bro, and it's free, bro.
I've got
You
Killer
haven't
Instinct.
downloaded it yet, bro.
Yo, everyone, yeah? Let me put icon on blast.
Yeah?
Let me put icon
Yeah?
on blast, yeah?
Yeah?
What? Okay. Yo, what's this then? Can you see? Look, I didn't download it. What's that?
Oh, you just downloaded it today?
Nah,
He just
man.
did, like, as soon as you started this argument, he hit that download.
Nah, man. See?
He didn't even know it was free.
Yeah, I did. Swift told me it was free the other day.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, everyone should get Watch Dogs on Xbox One because it's multiplayer.
Hold
and
on,
it's
show the
better.
screen again. Show the screen again. I just seen 2 games. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Titanfall and a free game.
Yeah.
Hey,
What
man,
an
the
Xbox
struggle
fan.
is
You're
real, man.
definitely an Xbox fan. Definitely.
And in all fairness, yeah, he definitely downloaded that earlier because you know how long it takes to download stuff on Xbox One.
No, Rich.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about downloading, bro. We talking about installing, bro. It
Oh,
took
yeah.
me 8 hours to install off the disc, bro. My Xbox turned off 3 times, bro, because I didn't touch it. It was idle. It turned off. I had to turn it back on and make it install, bro.
Yeah, see.
What
that's
is
not
that
good.
about? 8 hours to install a game? I could have downloaded it faster than that, bro.
To be honest, it just reminds me of the PlayStation 3. Always installing, downloading, updating.
But
shit
this
for
is
hours.
this is the problem, though. You've been away from gaming so much. We're in next generation. You still talking about Xbox? You still talking about PlayStation 3, bro?
And
We're
it's
next
worse,
generation
you're
now,
comparing
bro.
the Xbox One to the PS3 too.
Because there's nothing on the PS4 to make it relevant. What is on the PS4 that makes it relevant? What smash hit title does the PS4 have on it right now that makes it relevant? Nothing on the PS4 makes it relevant.
From what I understand,
Titanfall is the most relevant multiplayer shooter out right now. And it's
You
only-
just got it because it came with your console. That's the only reason you have it, bro.
Yeah, but I could have got a
Yeah?
bundle without the game.
Hey,
But I chose
question.
Titanfall.
Yo, let's-
You
Question.
bought that bundle
Hold on,
because they
question,
gave you a
question.
deal on it. Because there's so many of them on the shelf, they gave
Can
you
I-
a deal on it,
Hey, can
bro.
I make just a quick point real quick about
Yes,
the
you can,
Titanfall, the Titanfall bundle? If that's such a great hit for the console, don't you think that was taking sales away from it for them to bundle it with the Xbox One? That's directly to him. Don't you think that was taken away from it? They had to do that because the Xbox One was in a tight spot, and even then, critically, Titanfall was a little underwhelming.
Yeah,
Right or
that
wrong?
game was only relevant for like 3 weeks, man.
No, that game is amazing.
No, that game is subpar. Like people are playing some game on Steam right now and comparing it to Titanfall, and it is
Well, I
getting more
mean,
players.
just to get at Swift, yeah, that game was relevant for 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks longer than Infamous. So that's cool.
All right, that's a statement. That's a statement. But you're looking at a game that. But hey, to compare those two, that's a little unfair because you got a game that's built on its multiplayer, which is long running, and a game that's built on its single player. And
Not
your multiplayer couldn't even stay relevant more than 3 weeks.
not even that, bro. He's comparing a game that they put maybe, I don't know, 10 million in compared to a game they put like 100 million in, bro. Come on, bro.
Titanfall was supposed to be the bread and butter, and they couldn't even catch up off the strength of a bundle for that.
It was supposed to be the bread and butter, but it was peanut butter and jelly, man.
You got any comments on that, partner?
I don't know why you guys are like insinuating that Titanfall failed when it clearly sold well. I'm like, okay.
It sold amazing. It sold in North America in March alone.
Because it was bundled.
It sold nearly 1 million.
It was
sold
bundled.
Nearly 1 million. It reached 1 million before Killzone 2 did, which Sony announced to the world. They had 2 million pre-orders, and it was selling well when it didn't even sell even 1 million. So it done better than Killzone 2, which is supposedly your AAA title.
Killzone 2? Huh? Yo, get up to date, bro.
That far. You have to go back that far.
I'm just making a reference to you're moaning about Titanfall, yeah, but yeah, it sold much better than Killzone 2, which was a AAA title. It sold better than Killzone 3. So you can't talk.
Ruthless Kid, let me give you some instructions. Turn the camera back to your TV, right? On your Xbox browser, type in www.coalition.com and get up to date, bro. You talking about games from 6 years ago, bro. We talking about today, bro. Today.
So what game today? What shooter has a better multiplayer than Titanfall? That's PS4 exclusive. Name me one. None. There is none.
That is true.
Huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's better than that multiplayer? An exclusive game?
Yeah, an exclusive game on PlayStation 4 that's better than Titanfall. There isn't none.
You ever heard of a game called Warframe?
That is not better. Get the fuck out of here.
That is not better.
Get the fuck out of here.
Are you crazy? Your Warframe is insane, bro.
Nah, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro.
Warframe is insane, and it's free.
You're lucky I can't cut your mic, but if I could, I would.
Warframe is insane, bro.
Bro, Warframe.
You know what the problem. You know what the problem is.
You
read a lot of articles, but you don't play it yourself. That's your problem.
Bro, but at some point, and I don't like when people say that stuff, like when you gotta try it. But if enough people say, hey, this shit sucks ass, you gotta take their word for it at some point, right?
Well, you know what? I can't defend Warframe too much. And this one technically isn't exclusive because I don't consider it an exclusive if it's on PC also. But PlanetSide is going to be a big breadwinner for the multiplayer on PS4.
But we talking about right now, bro.
You're right.
Right now, this second,
Warframe,
right now, bro.
I can't defend it. I heard some people that say it's cool, but the pay scale is too unbalanced for it to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that whole thing, I gotta give Ruthless that Titanfall probably is the best FPS. No.
That can't see Battlefield no day.
In terms of exclusive, though, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Xbox is built from, is multiplayer.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's
all they have is multiplayer. That one multiplayer game. That's it.
Yeah, it's just that it's too early. It's too early.
Yeah, that's one more than PlayStation 4.
And y'all paid $60 for a game with no single player campaign too.
When I play Titanfall, the thing that I think about Which
Hey, you guys paid for Mag, right?
yeah, exactly. That's Mag. I was
No,
about to say Mag.
nobody. Who paid for Mag though?
Mag
Like,
was
how-
amazing. Mag, I don't care what
Mm.
Swift Love.
Hey, but when Mag
Amazing.
came out, when Mag was on stage at E3, your fucking jaw was on the floor, like, oh. When that shit flopped, though.
You
That's true.
guys going back. You guys keep going back. We'll talk about it more.
Why? What? But the thing is, why would I need to buy Mag when I
We
had the
gotta
data?
remind y'all of the L's, bro. Y'all act like y'all ain't never took an L before.
Oh, so
You would have been better off
never
talking
took-
about Dust if you wanted to stay current, though. Does anybody know what Dust is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No.
do.
Okay.
Hey, but call me up when BioShock hits that Vita. Remember that? Let me, remind me when that comes out. All right, I'll be waiting with the agent. Alright, but anyways, it seems like everybody's leaving this chat because we sidetracked into some fanboy shit. But hey, it was entertaining. That's pretty much our news. I mean, is there any off-topic things we need to discuss?
Shouts to Solange. That's all I got to say.
The 100th problem.
Hey, that will never be revealed what happened, right?
No, never. We'll never know what really happened.
Because that bodyguard benefits more from not saying shit than saying shit.
Yeah. The only way, like, if Solange's like career completely tanks and she writes a book, that's the only way we gonna know what happened. And even then, you can't really trust her too much.
Didn't her career already tank?
Nah, she floating. She's like off the strength of her sister. She's still here.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she'll be a crackhead in no time.
Yeah. I guess I got a list. That's sad. I got a list of things I think Microsoft could do at E3, but I think we should say that for another cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say, this was a great episode. This is definitely one for the Microsoft fans out there. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Shouts to others in
We had to counter that propaganda from last week, that Sony propaganda, because that was disgusting. I was disgusted to be a part of it. I wish I could have been edited out.
I'm sad I missed that. I wish I would have been a part of that. That sounds like a party to me.
That's why I came on, because last week was utterly disgusting, disgraceful. It was egregious. It was sickening. It should never have happened. I don't know why it was allowed to happen live on the airwaves and for these young kids to listen to.
It
But
really,
it had to come back.
it wasn't that bad at all.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can keep doing these co-ops, with guests as we lead up to E3. And definitely, I know we gotta have like some mega post E3 podcast with like 10 people or something. But yeah, that'll be entertaining. We'll definitely keep doing the co-ops. We probably should start doing them weekly, just leading up to E3. There's a lot of shit happening.
Yes, you know what? So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Starting next week. And this is how it should have been. But yes, I agree.
Alright, so we definitely have to have somebody here too, because it's kind of hard if there's no news there. But Gary, you got anything to say before we sign out?
Yeah, I also want to say, Joe Killer, if you're listening, you gotta come on the show, man. Because we see you talking on Twitter.
Yeah, he needs to come on the show. He got a lot to say.
Talking about Rise. but yeah, let me.
Shouts to Kieran and Charles for joining us, and Icon and Anthony who dipped out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, shout out to our guest. With that being said, this is the Co-op episode 75, and we're signing out. Peace.
Peace.